Welcome to Coffee Time. This morning we're going to look at an app that I'm using primarily on my phone, but it does impact what I do on my Mac and to some extent on my iPad. I'm not using it a lot there, but I am using it on my phone because I probably the vast majority of the email that I check on my phone throughout the day. And so I'm working with a new app called Mailbox that ties into your Gmail account. Gmail is the only account it works with, so if you don't have a Gmail account, maybe this video will demonstrate why you need one. And if you do, I hope this will help you understand a little better way to control your inbox using the Mailbox app. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax. Let's spend a few minutes together talking about an app called Mailbox. Now you'll see down here at the bottom of my phone, I have this app with the 9 in front of it. That's the Mailbox. And down below it, you'll see the Mail app. Now both of those apps are accessing Gmail. One of them, the Mail app at the bottom, the default, the default app for the iPhone says, I don't have any unread messages. And I like to keep that at 0. Mailbox, however, looks at things a little differently than that. It doesn't look at unread messages. It looks at the number of conversations that are still in your inbox. And so for me, the inbox has 9 conversations that I have not done something with in the Mailbox app. Now, when I do it in the app, it also does that in my Gmail account online, and we'll demonstrate that sort of toward the end. So I'm just going to open this up. And I've got several emails here. I don't think it's a big deal seeing what's here. Note to self, this is obviously an email that I sent to myself at one point because I wanted to look at this website. There's a couple of emails here from a photo walk I attended. And then you'll see the email from if this, then that. And I have that set up so that anytime that I favorite a tweet on Twitter, it sends me an email so that I can read it later. Now, one of the main reasons I do that is because in Twitter, all of the links are shortened to a shortened URL, and that is blocked when I'm at school. So I can't read them online. However, I can favorite them, send myself an email. I can read them later at home, or I can read them on my phone. Either way I want to go. Up at the top up here, you'll see that I have some options. One is where it's highlighted, tells me this is my inbox. I have 9 messages in my inbox, and that's all. I also have this section right here. We'll look at this again in a minute. This is emails that I've set to come back to me later. I don't want to read them right now. I don't want them cluttering things up, so I'm going to reschedule them to come up when I have time to deal with them. Those are the 2 things that I mainly use. If I look over here, these are things that I have checked off, and they're in another area of my inbox. So I just want to show you a couple of things here really quickly. When you first install this app, when I first installed it at least, it came up with almost 3,000 conversations. It had a lot of email to go through. It took a long time for it to finally open up and start. So don't be surprised if that number goes huge when you first install it. Because I actually had all of those conversations in my inbox. I was satisfied that they were read, but they were still there in my way, cluttering things up. And so I chose the option. One of the options that you have is to archive the conversations that are not read. And so that's what I chose to do. I archived them all. And so when I look over here at the top left, you'll see the little menu icon. Here's where things start to make sense. In my archive list is every single email that I had that I've read and looked through, and they're still there. They're just no longer in my inbox. They've been moved somewhere else. I can still search them. I can still find them. But I don't have to wade through all of them to find the emails that are important to me that I need to deal with right now. So if I come back to Mailbox, here's how you work with this. This note to self, if I want to just move that over into archive, I simply swipe it about halfway to the right, and you'll see that that little check mark comes up. That is my archive. And so if I let that go, that's going to slide over into the archive list. Here's the archive list, and there it is again at the top. So if I come back to my inbox and I close the app out, now you'll see I have 8 conversations in my inbox. So if I come back in, there are some other things that I can do. So I went on a photo walk not too long ago, and here's some instructions about what to do with some images. And I want to read that later. I don't have time to deal with that right now. I want to put that somewhere else. I'm going to swipe it to the left. If I swipe it to the left, you'll see that my clock comes up, and it gives me the options of, excuse me, when do I want to look at this again? And so for me, I want to look at this evening, so I'm going to choose this evening. Now when I come up here and look in my box of things that I want to see later, I'll see a list of them. If I have time to look at them again later, before this afternoon or before this evening, I can. They're there. But now when I come back out, I only have 7 messages in my inbox because I have 7 conversations in that section of the inbox. I can also, if I open this back up again, so we're back in the inbox and I have this if it action. I can choose to do something else with it entirely, which is to put it into a category. And so I've slid it even further to the left than I did for to set up a later time. And so I can create a new list, and my new list can be called if this, then that. So now when I come in and I look at my lists, you'll see that I have that list now underneath called if it, and I can go in and find just those emails if I want to deal with them at another time all on my own that I want to do something with. So if again, I'm going to swipe this. Here's another one from if it. If I swipe it to the left and I go all the way to the left, now I have my list option. There's the list I want to put it in. It's gone. If I want to delete something entirely, this is an email from Storify that tells me that a new Den chat has been posted. I'm already aware of that. I've seen the link. I've done something with that. I can delete this out of my inbox completely by going all the way to the right. If I only go this far, I'm going to put it in my archive list. If I go all the way, that email is now deleted. So just that simple, I can take control of my inbox. Again, so this is when I put them in a time loop or when I put them in a list or if I put them in my archive, they're not gone. They're still there. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let's go ahead and turn this off and just come down here to my inbox, my mailbox. So when you look at this, you'll see I now have 4 emails in my inbox. That's it. My inbox is totally uncluttered. Now on the left-hand side, this is where Google starts to sort everything for you. And if I come over here and I look at all mail, now I have all this mail is still here. It's still available. It's just out of my way. It's been moved a little bit. It's been put in a drawer so that when I come into my inbox, this is all I see. So for me, this app has become a real lifesaver for me with my email because it was a really difficult time for me to try to find everything and I was losing track of everything. And because I do most of my mail on my phone, I decided to try this app out. And for me, this has worked great. So I hope you'll give it a try. And you can, if you don't like it, you can always uninstall it. And let me know what you think about it after you've given it a shout. In the meantime, enjoy the coffee. Have a great week. We'll see you next time.